Assalamu alaikum students, welcome to lecture number 1 of week 4. So today our topic is about shell. So as you know that electron revolve around circular orbitals. Those circular orbitals in which electron revolve are known as shell. So they are represented by symbol n, small n, and the value of Na is started from 1 up to so on. So the circular orbitals in which electron revolves are known as shells. So when the value of n is 1, right, then it will be K shell. When value of n is 2, it will be L shell, and value of n is 3, it will be M shell. So this is shell. That it is very easy and simple that the circular orbitals in which electron revolve are known as shell. It may be K, L, M, N shell. It depends upon the value of N, because shell is represented by N, small n, and value of N is 1, it will be K shell. When value of N is 2, it will be L shell, and value of N is 3, it will be M shell. So this is the definition, examples, and types of shells with its representation. The next one is subshell. A shell is subdivided into sub-energy levels that are known as subshells. So when shell is divided into sub-energy level, that is known as subshell. It may be S, it may be P, it may be D, and it may be F. So S, P, D, F, these are the subshell. When shell is divided into suborbitals, then that is known as subshell. So example is SPDF. So when n is equal to 1, it is K shell. It has one subshell, that is 1s. When n is equal to 2, it has L shell, and the subshells are 2s and 2p. So the next one is n is equal to 3, it is M shell, and the subshells are three different subshells: 3s, 3p, and 3d. When n is equal to 4, it is N shell, and it has four different subshells, that are 4s, 4p, 4d, and 4f. So this is our subshell. You all of you must know that shell and subshell have accommodation, electron accommodation in them. When we draw a Bohr atomic structure, then we have to accommodate the shells, and when we have to do electronic configuration, then we have to consider subshells. But in both the cases, we have to fill up the electron in shell and subshells. So now we'll see the electron accommodation in different shell and subshell. So this is the electron accommodation for subshells. S subshell has 2 electrons in it, maximum 2 electrons. P has 6 electrons, D has 10 electrons, F has 14 electrons. So this one is electron accommodation for subshell. S has 2, P has 6, D has 10, and F has 14. And this one is electron accommodation for shells. K shell has 2 electron, L has 8 electron, M has 18, and N has 32 electrons. So this is our today lecture about shell and subshell. You should know what is shell, what is subshell, because when we will do electronic conversion, then this topic will be very helpful for you, because today we have learned about shells, right? About its definition, about its representation, about its type, about its orientation, about its electron accommodation. Next one was subshell. We have discussed about its definition, types, example, electron accommodation, representation. Next was electron accommodation. So this was our today lecture. We'll see you in next lecture, inshallah. Till then, Allah Hafiz.